The best items to sell on Amazon aren't found, they're made profitable. The vast majority of Amazon sellers who fail at their business do so because they're doing the same thing as everyone else. They're buying easy to find items, or they're trying to make their own products from China, the same types of products that everyone can copy. So if you want to win, it's time to stop expecting winning items to smack you in the face. I'm going to give you the 10 best ways to find your inventory as cheap as possible. Because especially when it comes to selling name brand items on Amazon, the winners are the ones who are able to get the lowest price. So let me show you an example of the types of products that you can sell on Amazon. And this takes us into the first and by far the simplest way to get inventory as cheap as possible. And that's literally just by leveraging a sale that's going on. We can see this pair of shoes is on sale at the Hoka website for $100. Over on Amazon, that exact same pair of shoes is selling for $170, which leaves us with $35 profit every time this sells. But in this video, I'm going to break down everything that you need to check before you pull the trigger and buy an item. So be sure to take notes on these discount methods. And next time you find a winning item to sell on Amazon, run it through all these tests I'm going to break down, and you're going to be a much more profitable Amazon seller. So finding items on sale, super obvious, super simple way to make money. And let's keep getting more complex with it as we go through, taking it to another really simple way, and a way that people are still not taking advantage of for whatever reason when it comes to finding inventory cheaply. And that's literally just leveraging coupons, right? So you need to have a free Chrome extension, or just check free websites, something like a Retail Me Not, or I like to use the Capital One Shopping Chrome extension. And today, for example, we can see on the Nike website that this spring coupon is popping up for us. We can see a lot of these items are going to be 20% off when we use spring. And so immediately when we start looking through this sale here, we can now start stacking discounts on top of things that are on sale, right? So our first thing, super simple, just a clean discount. And now we can stack coupons on top of that, and we can start to make this even better as we go throughout the video. So make sure you get a free coupon Chrome extension. And then another super simple way that you can start to look out for finding discounts on your inventory is by looking at loyalty rewards programs. So anytime before you're buying an item at a website, look up X website loyalty program, right? So Ulta has a good one, for example, here. We can see that for every $1 that you spend, you get points, right? And the more money you spend, the more points you get per point. Those points are worth dollars off. And Ulta is just a quick example of these. Some of the loyalty rewards programs that are out there have literally made me tens of thousands of dollars. And so especially if you land on a website that is consistently paying out, you're able to consistently spend that money on brand new free inventory essentially for your business. That can be a massive margin booster. So it's always worth doing a quick check to see if your website has a loyalty rewards program. The next thing you can take advantage of is an easy way to get discounts on almost any website you want. A lot of the websites out there will have a box at the bottom of every page that looks like this, where it says sign up with your email and get X% off. You'll especially see this on a lot of like clothing and beauty websites. And so on this box right here, we can punch in our email, right? And so let's say my email is warner@gmail.com. Once I sign up there, that's going to send a 10% off coupon that I can apply to any of the products that I'm buying here. And you don't need to make 1,000 email addresses to make this work. You can actually just redirect this email address to make these websites think that you have a new email address, but it all sends back to that original email. You don't have to do any more work. And the way it works is with most email providers, if you put a plus and then let's just say like a 1, this email address is going to redirect to whatever's before that plus sign. So on Gmail's end, they're going to send it to warner@gmail.com. As far as Dick's Sporting Goods is concerned, this is a brand new email address. And so they're going to generate a brand new 10% off coupon code and send it right back to this same email address that we already originally made, right? So we can repeat this as many times as we want. We can do +2, +3. You could just spam the keyboard. That's what I typically like to do. Maybe one of these days I'll end up accidentally typing the same thing. That'll be a good laugh there. But yeah, take advantage of these catch-all emails right here. Super simple, super easy way to make an item that is like borderline very close into a very awesome, profitable lead. And this is the type of stuff that most of those new Amazon sellers out there, the people who are not willing to do the work, they're not doing this type of stuff. And so the more of these simple discounting methods you're using, the higher your margins are going to be, the less competition you're going to have on all these products. So the next simple thing we want to check here is buying discounted gift cards. So if you've never done this before, there's websites like Cardbear. It basically takes a list of a lot of the credible gift card selling websites that are out there and tells you the highest rates. So for example, we were looking at Hoka. I don't think Hoka does gift cards. I know that Ulta does though. So let's say on that example, we found something profitable at Ulta. We're stacking those loyalty rewards programs on top of that. We're checking for catch-alls, for coupons. And now we can also check for discounted gift cards, right? So if we search that on Cardbear, that's going to show me, hey, raise.com seems like they have some of the highest cash back rates for an Ulta gift card today. And we can go in here. It seems like we can just buy a $500 gift card right away and we get $25 back. So 5% cash back basically quickly. And that's $25, especially if you already found something profitably. You have no reason not to hop in here, make some extra money, and kind of jump on the items doing it this way. You can also just filter by highest discount and whatever's worth it for you, right? So I don't like to buy a lot of these like $10 gift cards, that kind of thing. Not super worth it in my mind. I do like to buy these big giant gift cards. I'm already finding something that I can spend $500, $1,000, $5,000 on. I'm gonna buy a bunch of gift cards and get just a little bit of extra bonus margin. And a nice benefit to using discounted gift cards, if you have been in the game for a bit and you're starting to get order cancels, where websites that really hate resellers for whatever reason, if you use discounted gift cards, you'll have a higher success rate of getting those orders placed. So it's another really awesome way to boost your margins and be able to buy more product. Discounted gift cards is another great one. You also want to be maximizing your cash back, right? So this is a website called Cashback Monitor, and we were looking at Hoka earlier. So let's check and see which cashback provider has the highest cashback rates at Hoka, right? So we can see Retail Me Not right here. They're doing 6% cashback. I wonder if that's like capped at $50 or something like that. Right here, we've got Hoopla, 4% cashback. Top cashbacks at 4%. And really, I like to pick a couple of these that I see have the highest success rates. I'll point out a couple right here if you're taking notes on this kind of stuff. I like to use Hoopla. I like to use Top Cashback. I use Rakuten. I also use Mr. Rebates, and then Be Frugal. Not really good on Hoka this time, for example, but Be Frugal tends to be pretty high on a lot of other websites. So I like to just cycle between a few of the more trusted ones, and it just simplifies things. I don't want to have a bunch of cashback balances and a million different websites, but these websites can be great. And the cashback from these websites and some credit cards, we'll touch on that here in just a second. Those all end up making my business about an extra $4,000 profit every single month just for going through these cashback providers. And the way it works is, let's say you're buying at Nike.com, you just click this little activate button, it's going to send you right back into the Nike website, and then you'll just go ahead and check out using whatever you ended up making. And another great way to boost your margins, getting a little bit further into the weeds here as well. So leveraging tax exempt programs. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of websites out there that will accept for-profit resale permits. Walmart is one of them though. And I have a full video on my channel if you're like still paying sales tax at Walmart, for example. As long as you have a resale certificate with your state, you can go ahead and submit that resale permit to a couple websites. I know Walmart, Lowe's also accepts it. There's only a couple other of these websites that accept tax exemptions, but it's a super easy way to just decrease your cost of goods sold. If you're already buying that inventory, there's no reason you should be paying sales tax on it if that website allows you to, skip paying sales tax, because obviously we're buying all this stuff to resell. There's no reason for you to need to pay sales tax on these items. And if you are paying sales tax and it's a website that you just simply cannot avoid it, Hoka's an example of that. Dick's Sporting Goods is an example. They're not going to take resale permits to get around sales tax. What you can do is you can just get a prep center in a state like New Hampshire, right? You can look at Montana, Delaware, anywhere that there is currently no sales tax. So just start diving into Google here, prep center, New Hampshire, start reaching out to a couple of these prep centers, send them an email, try to get a little bit of a vibe for how their business works. Because when you start working with a prep center, you're able to buy all of the inventory. So for example, when I buy profitable items from Hoka, I ship these off to my prep center in Montana and I pay $0 in sales tax because it's a state with no sales tax. I don't need to do any paperwork or anything like that. And so instead of paying on something like this $5 to $10 in sales tax, I pay my prep center about $1.50 to prep a pair of shoes for me, ship it all into Amazon. And so not only do I not have to spend the time of shipping my items off to Amazon, but I also save money, right? So it's a rare thing in business where you can save time and money. So leveraging a prep center, super great way to boost your margins and maybe even do a little bit less work depending on where you are. It's a good idea to do the rough math. So if you're paying 5% in sales tax, you can get somebody to do your prep for $2 a unit. That would mean that even if you're a real hustler and you want to be doing your prep yourself, if you're buying something in that example for more than $40, it makes way more sense to let somebody else do the work. You save money, you get to spend more time with family, finding more products to sell on Amazon, whatever you want to do, because we're not in the business to put stickers on things permanently. Another way that you're going to be able to boost your margins over time sounds really dumb, but this has worked for me in the past. And it's something that a lot of people never think about. They're not willing to do. They're embarrassed about it, or literally just email customer service. So on the Puma website, you can see there's a customer service email right there. On a lot of these websites, there might be like a chat box in the bottom right. So like this Dick's Sporting Goods right there, you can see there's that little chat box. We could talk to a customer service rep and we could say, hey, do you have any coupons going on right now? I'm looking at buying this. Do you have any coupons that would work for it? They don't need to know that you want to buy 1,000 pairs of them, right? You just need to say, hey, do you have any coupon codes thinking about buying it? And sometimes they will put you on some serious game on accident, give you a coupon code that maybe you shouldn't really have. They'll give you a coupon code that you maybe wasn't showing up on Capital One Shopping. It wasn't showing up on their website. And since you took that extra step and just simply asked customer service, hey, I want to buy some stuff, do you have any coupons? You're going to be able to go the extra mile and boost your margins a little bit with that. So that'd be a coupon that not a lot of people have access to as well. Typically ask customer service. The worst thing they can do is say no, and then you still have something that is close to profitable or just a little bit profitable. You can buy it anyway. And then you can always continue to boost your margins by leveraging credit cards. I spend the vast majority of my inventory purchases on this card right here, the Spark 2% Cash Plus with Capital One. It is a charge card, so if you want to carry a balance and that kind of stuff, you wouldn't be able to do that with this. But the massive benefit here is that you're going to get 2% back on every dollar you spend. We spend about 30 to 40 grand a week on products, and so that 2% alone is another 2,000 bucks a month back in my pocket just from using a Capital One credit card here. And then if you are someone who needs the credit card to stretch your capital a little bit, you want to go the route of the Amex Plum. So looking at it on the American Express website, right? So the big massive benefit is that you get 60 days to pay off this card. So if you're really trying to stretch your credit, that can even be longer than 60 days, right? So with most credit cards, you get a 30-day payback period. With the Amex Plum, you get 60 days. So I'm not recommending that you do this if you're a brand new Amazon seller, but if you're someone who's been in the game for several months, a year, you're making consistent money, you know how to see when items are actually going to sell, you can scale by buying things on the MX Plum, merchant fulfill them so they sell way sooner than that 60-day payback period, and then you can get the money to pay back that card. High risk, like I said, do not do that. I'm not advising any of you to do that, but I have seen some sellers leverage that very successfully to stretch the capital they have available to them. Again, super careful if you are a new seller. But Spark, if you're just trying to get some free extra money on your purchases there, it's one of the highest cash back rates, and the Plum has been fantastic to stretch capital. Stretching your capital as far as possible is one of the best ways to grow quickly on Amazon. And at the end of the day, speed is by far the biggest moat that you can have with anything on Amazon. It's the biggest way that you can make massive profits on Amazon. And if you want to be as fast as possible selling an item, what you want to look for is the ability to merchant fulfill that item. Typically, when you're selling on Amazon, you'll end up shipping those items into Amazon FBA. It'll take 2 to 4 weeks for the items to shuffle around to be available for sale by the customers. But if you leverage Amazon FBM, you can list the item and make the sale literally within the hour. All you need to do is go down to the buy box analysis on SellerAmp, and you just need to verify that people are making sales as FBM sellers here. So for example, we can check out on like a pair of shoes, stuff like this that has a lot of sellers is typically going to be a good fit for you to merchant fulfill those products to make the sale, to get that money back way faster than FBA sellers. So you're more resistant to items prices dropping, and you get that money back faster to reinvest. So on this buy box analysis here, we can see lots of sales over 4 days ago, 6 days ago, a week. So lots of different kind of time periods during which FBM sellers were able to make money. And so this shows me that this is probably the type of item that we'd have no problem making sales if we listed as FBM sellers. This is just a really important step to check, because a lot of times with items that are on Amazon, they're going to prioritize FBA sellers for the buy box. It gets it to the customers faster, typically easier customer service, all that good stuff. But if the listing is friendly to FBM sellers, you should massively take advantage of that. And that's how lots of sellers who I've seen grow the fastest, they hit crazy profit numbers. They're leveraging FBM because they can test the concept so much faster. A lot of times they're able to restock the items that are already sold out during the same sales, and that's just not going to happen leveraging FBA. And then another discount method that I want to break down for you guys, might not make a lot of sense at first glance. How is a box of donuts a discount method? One of the best ways to make money in any business is to just be a nice, genuine human being to people. And that's no different with reselling, right? So if you roll up to your local mom and pop grocery store, you're rolling up to Target, whatever it is, and you bring in some donuts, a Starbucks gift card, you're shaking hands with the managers, you're just friendly, you're asking what they need. If you tell these store managers a little bit about who you are, what you're in the business of, say, hey, let me know next time you have a bunch of clearance going out, shoot me a quick text, I'll come in and I'll buy a ton of it, right? We can actually do that. We would love to come in and be the first to know when there's a bunch of new clearance coming out at the local Walmart, at the local mom and pop grocery store. And especially as you start to build relationships with these store managers, you never know when they're going to be able to bulk order extra stuff for you. Say you find a really good item that's profitable at Walmart, and you need that relationship with the Walmart store manager to say, hey, I would be able to buy 600 of this random item. Could you buy it for me? And I can pick it up from you out of the back of the store, right? Like, you never know the relationships that you're going to be able to build with store managers, with anyone who's in leadership in retail. Try bringing a box of donuts, gift cards, shake some hands, let them know what you're up to. And if you do that enough time, you're going to see the power of networking, putting yourself out there. At the end of the day, I just don't want you to be that Amazon seller that goes out, they buy one item, it doesn't make as much profit as they hope for, and they completely quit and give up on their dreams. Finding profitable items to sell on Amazon is not going to be easy, but if you run through that checklist of everything I broke down today, you're going to have some of the lowest costs of all of your competitors on Amazon. You're going to be more profitable, and you're just going to have a whole lot more fun at running the business. And I actually have all that stuff typed out for you in the PDF format. It's inside of a case study that I broke down where I made $60,000 profit in 1 month selling on Amazon. So I broke down a lot of the numbers on that and some more detail on these discount methods that allowed me to do that. It's down below. That case study is completely free. And if you guys did get value out of today's video, please feel free to subscribe down below. That helps me out for adding some value back to your business. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. Always happy to answer those for you down below. If you want to hit the like button on your way out, that helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. But I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time.